Hi, this is Mr. Wartsky again, and today we are going to go over the different types of organelles in a cell and what the organelles do. What is their function? So you have a big table in front of you that you should be able to fill out as we go through all these organelles. So hold on to your hats. Here we go. So we're going to start off with the nucleus. Now, all cells have a nucleus except for prokaryotes. They don't. Remember, pro means before. And before the nucleus. The structure is in the center of the cell, surrounded by a nuclear envelope. That is the nuclear membrane. The envelope has pores which allow things to move into and out of the nucleus. Now, it controls all of the cell's activity, and it contains the genetic material of the cell. Remember, the genetic material contains the code for all of the proteins, basically the instructions for the proteins or the recipe of the proteins. If at any time you need to, by all means, pause the video. The plasma membrane is surrounded, all cells have a plasma membrane. They are made up of a phospholipid bilayer with proteins embedded inside, and carbohydrates can be attached to the proteins. The plasma membrane or the cell membrane is called a fluid mosaic model. Fluid because it's not rigid, things move in and out of it, and mosaic because there are proteins associated with the phospholipid bilayer. This right here is the bilayer of phospholipids, two layers. This is a protein, this is a protein, that's a protein. The cell membrane regulates what enters and leaves the cell, and it provides protection and support. So the next organelle is the cell wall. Remember, hit pause if you need to. It's a lot of writing, I know. The cell wall is found in plants, fungus, and prokaryotes. It is outside of the plasma membrane. It's made of cellulose in plants, chitin in fungi, and peptidoglycan in prokaryotes. So basically, each cell is defined by what makes up the cell wall. The cell wall provides support, allowing things to grow tall like trees. It protects the cell and allows water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nutrients to diffuse into and out of the cell. Hit pause if you need to. Now, at the end of the table, flip the page and go to the end of the table, you will see that there are questions 7, 8, and 9 for quiz questions. That's where you're going to write down the function of the nucleus, you're going to write down the function of the plasma membrane, and you're going to write down the function of the cell wall for 7, 8, and 9. And hit pause because you're going to need some time to write this down. Ribosomes, and those are the little dots that you see, they're found in all cells. All cells have ribosomes, every single one. They are small particles of RNA and protein found throughout the cytoplasm and on the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and they are there to produce or synthesize or make proteins. Protein synthesis. The mitochondria is found in all eukaryotic cells, shaped like a peanut. It has a double membrane, and the inner membrane has folds, which are called cristae. Now, what mitochondria do is they convert energy from food into ATP, which you use as your energy currency. Now, the production of energy is called cellular respiration. That was easy for me to say. I'll say it one more time. Cellular respiration. Hit pause. The endoplasmic reticulum, there is a rough that has ribosomes, and there are smooth ERs that do not. The rough produce proteins, and the smooth produce lipids that are found in the cell. Now, the endoplasmic reticulum are basically the hallways, the tunnels through the cell which substances can move. Golgi complex or Golgi apparatus is found in all eukaryotic cells. They look like stacks of flattened sacs, and what they do is they modify, sort, and package proteins and other materials that are made in the cell and package them for shipment outside of the cell. It's like your UPS or your post office of the cell. Hit pause if you need to. Now, vacuoles, in plant cells, they have a big vacuole. In animal cells, they have small vacuoles. Vacuoles are fluid-filled sacs, and they store things. That's all they do is they hold things. They store things like a closet. They just hold stuff. In plants, they help with structural support, but they hold stuff in plants too. I'm going to go through a quiz before we get through chloroplasts. Now, what is the function of ribosome? What is the function of mitochondria? What is the function of the endoplasmic reticulum? And what is the function of the Golgi complex? We've gone through a lot. You're going to have to write these things down. So probably going to need to pause this for a bit. Chloroplasts are only found in plant cells, only in plant cells, along with those large vacuoles in the cellulose cell wall. They contain chlorophyll. They have stacks of thylakoids. Those little circles are called thylakoids with chlorophyll in them. And what they do is they photosynthesize. They capture energy from the sunlight and convert it to chemical energy, usually glucose. Right? So they take carbon dioxide, water, and energy from the sun to produce glucose and oxygen. And the glucose is what is your potential energy. Lysosomes are found in eukaryotic cells. They are small organelles like vacuoles. They look like vacuoles and they're filled with enzymes. They're formed from the Golgi complex. And what they do is they break stuff down from large food molecules into smaller molecules. And in fact, they can break down old cell parts. And if you have enough of them break, you can kill the cell. Cytoskeleton is found in eukaryotic cells. They're made of protein filaments, like microfilaments and actin and microtubules. And what they do is they help the cell maintain its shape. They even help with cell division. They're like the beams and the girders of the cell. Pause it. So the next quiz after the organelle table, there was the function of vacuoles, function of chloroplasts, function of lysosomes, and what is the function of cytoskeletons? And that is it for today. I hope you had a great day or have a great day.